Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream, and welcome to Sunday afternoon here in Moscow. The time is just on 6 p.m. You probably see outside, well, you can see from the balcony door there, it's still very much daytime outside. Doesn't get dark here till about 9 p.m. And then first light's about 3 in the morning now, and it's only going to get lighter longer and lighter earlier as we get more into summertime here. So thanks for joining me, everybody. I know, as usual, it's a little bit less scheduled than I should have done. I've kind of sat here for the last 2 hours contemplating what time I should do a live stream, and I really need to be more decisive and put the exact start time from earlier in the morning today, knowing then that people can maybe plan a little bit around watching the live stream. I hope my head's not cut off. I'm just noticing that my head here, let's go down a little bit, is a little bit off whack. Just a few things before we kind of start chatting away. There is a few different pinned things in the comments of the video. Sorry, I'm looking over to where they're pinned. I know they're somewhere on the screen right here. I did do a little poll, which would be kind of interesting. It looks like it's very one-sided poll. I was thinking of just doing a updated petrol or gas price video. I actually have a petrol station that I can actually see from my window. It's about 5-10 minute walk from my house, 5-minute walk. I don't have a car, but I can easily go there and film and look at the prices on the board and do some, currency exchanges. It might kind of be interesting for some people just to know what it is in Russia versus where you are in the world. So yeah, if you want to answer that poll. There is also the Q&A, ask me a question thing. I'm not sure how you do that part, but it's an option on engaging with the community, it says. So you can do polls, you can do ask me a question. And then I have also pinned a comment there if anyone wants to make any donations to the channel. If you are inside Russia, some people like to use the bank-to-bank, like SberBank transfer, bank-to-bank, that's there. I do seem to get more people doing that just very randomly when people have watched a video versus in the live streams. So yeah, if anyone wants to, basically the money goes towards me going for lunch, catching the bus, going to somewhere different in Moscow, particularly because I live in Moscow region. And it just basically supports the cost of making YouTube, if that makes sense. It also goes towards equipment like new microphones or new cables or a new tripod that I'm just about to get here. And it basically goes back into the channel. So also donation alerts is set up. So if you are in Russia or outside Russia, that's set up. I did notice that the last time we did a live stream was 8 days ago because it tells you when a live stream was done. So yeah, 8 days ago and then 35 days ago. So yeah, if anyone does donation alerts. I did notice that last time when I did a live stream, someone said, where's the link to donation alerts? So it's in the pinned comments or it's in the description. I just realized now that when I'm copy and pasting over the description of the live stream video, so I put a description ahead of time, the donation alerts link wasn't in the ways to help the channel part. So now it is. So I just don't know how I messed that up. So yeah, there is a few people here live. So if anyone also does super chats, that comes up on the screen. Donation alerts don't pop up on the screen, but I can see them because I've opened a separate tab. It would be on this side for me, but on that side where I'm pointing. By the way, my wife is not here. She went out to a friend's house who's got a banya or a sauna. So she's gone over there for a banya. She's a little bit stressed out today. She had 3 appointments. Saturday and Sunday is typically a lot busier than midweek. And the first appointment turned up. And then the first lady wanted to book her daughter to come later in the afternoon. And so she had a booking for 9:30 and 4 p.m., which kind of spoils your whole day on a Sunday, right? So And the idea was to go to her friend's banya over lunch until maybe 3:30 and come back and have the last appointment. So the first lady said, "Oh, my daughter wants to come. Can she come at 2 p.m.?" And Jen's like, "Oh, that's okay. I'll go home for lunch. I won't go to the banya. And then I'll go back downstairs," because her salon is in the same building where we live. So it's literally 2-minute walk, so she doesn't have to sit there during the day waiting between clients. And then she went downstairs for 1:30 to prepare the table and everything for the client to come. And 10 minutes before 2 p.m., the lady calls, the daughter calls and said, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy. I can't make it." And my wife said to, "But your mum made the appointment for you." So my wife was a little mad when she got back here, like 5 minutes past 2, that she had to now wait till 4 o'clock for the next booking. I know this is not to do with me, but I've got to deal with it when my wife comes home, from her kind of making the point of making appointments. Her salon's not open where she sits there 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. or whatever time. She just does it by appointments, which is perfect. That way she can just come home. So she's gone now. She's done the last client. So she went around to our friends for a sauna or a banya. And I think they're having some food. I think they're cooking a small barbecue. It's kind of ladies only, so that's why I didn't go. So, and she just sent me a video of cats, of the cats. Our friend's cat had kittens. So my wife's also playing with kittens. I think that makes everybody better, doesn't it? If you've got a cat or not. There's a few people saying hello in the comments. Please comment away. Obviously, comments help me to speak to you guys back. Let me know also, is the sound good? Is the video good? Maybe where you're from in the world. I don't know everybody that watches the live stream, so it's a little bit difficult to know everybody. There's also 25 likes, which equate to basically thumbs ups. So thank you so much for all of the likes on the live stream. So Emir Cook, hello. I'm a huge fan and love your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Grey Wolf is here. Hello. Also a channel member of the channel. Channel member of the channel. You'll see a little different colored name come up there. So that's kind of interesting that it does that. AJ Marek, hello. Fascinating videos. We're in the US. I give an impression that Russia is dark and evil and oppressive regime. Your videos tell a wildly different story. Thank you for making the videos. Thank you, AJ. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if you're a man or a lady or boy or girl or whatever we all are now. Leon, hello. Can I ask you something? Sure. Ask away. First, I'm going to answer Anna. Anna sent a donation alert. Thank you so much, Anna. What is your profession? I get this question a lot, Anna, a lot. My profession essentially is a salesperson. And that's what I've done since I left school when I was 16. I was working on cruise ships for close to 20 years, working in the onboard duty-free shops onboard cruise ships. The COVID situation didn't help, and all the cruise ships around the world stopped sailing for nearly 2 years. And I got sent home along with 98% of crew members that worked on cruise ships around the world. We all got put out of work. Obviously, COVID didn't help most people around the world. So for now, my profession is making videos here on YouTube. I never probably had that dream of doing it, but it's just worked out that it's been kind of successful. While I was working on the cruise ship, sorry, I'm playing with the headphone grommets, and I shouldn't have them right in front of me because they make me want to play with them. Yeah, while I was working on the cruise ships, I had also a YouTube channel called I Like Cruise Ships, and I was making videos on that channel about how to get to the beach. There were tours of the cruise ships that I was working on and just general walkarounds of the ship. So I also did some water slide reviews. There was water slides on the cruise ship. They were actually kind of fun videos. I might post one of those links in my Telegram channel. So for now, my profession is, well, is it called a profession? I guess it's a content creator, is a person that makes videos on YouTube. But my background is in retail. So shops, supermarkets, shopping centers, anything selling, retail, display, merchandising, warehousing, storage, inventory, anything like that is my profession, Anna. I'm not sure if you're in Russia or somewhere else. So thank you so much for the donation alert. I will kind of jump over to those if someone sends them as a question or an answer or just a general thing. The same with super chats and the like. So Grey Wolf, hello. Marlene, hello. Good morning. What are you wearing? I'm wearing my football shirt from my team in Australia called the West Coast Eagles. This might look familiar. This is the Burger King logo, which is Hungry Jack's in Australia. This is their, they call it their media polo. So the players and the coach wear these when they're getting interviewed on television. So all of the brands that are associated with the football team come on the screen. And then you'll actually see on the arm here, well, both sides, the advertisement is kind of on the front of the sleeve, not on the direct side on the patch, so that it shows up the branding. So and my team got absolutely pummeled, beaten badly on Saturday. So I'm wearing it kind of in remorse for the team. So yes, that's what I'm wearing. Looks like a lot of interest in petrol stations over there. Yeah, I think that the interest is more maybe in the prices, in the difference in the way of life in Russia. I mean, I don't think petrol stations are too different. But yeah, I think there's more of an interest in the prices and how much we're paying everywhere else in the world versus Russia. I think that's kind of the thing. Thank you, boy, for a donation alerts. And you wrote it in Russian as well. So I know that it's hello, Russell, and something Russian. And I've just went to Google Translate. Hello, Russell, or hi, Russell. Do you know Russian? So reading what you've wrote there in Russian, I recognize two of the Russian words. Obviously, my name's in English. So Нет поняла по-русски. I understand a little bit of Russian. Маленький по-русски. So I can kind of say I don't understand Russian in terms of conversation Russian, but a few words in every sentence I understand. I probably can't string them together to make a sentence or know what the conversation's about. But thank you, boy. I know you can put your name there. People are welcome to write in Russian. I just can't read it unless I copy and paste it. So yeah, thank you so much for donation alerts. That's very nice of you. I appreciate. Marlene, it looks like what NASCAR drivers wear. Yeah. So this is called a media polo, and this is specifically if you get the normal polos like the team polo shirts in the stores, they don't have all of the branding on them. But this is the one I bought when I was in Australia when we went on holiday. Well, 2 months ago now. It looks like a Formula One pit crew shirt. Yes, it does definitely. Yeah, it's just a little bit too much branding, but that's just the sponsorships of and ECU here is the university, Edith Cowan University, ECU or Edith Cowan. We've got 5 universities in Perth, I think. Roy, hello, long-time follower and supporter of the channel. Good to see you, Roy. Thank you for catching a live stream, kind of on short notice for everybody. Thanks, everybody, for the likes. I know, Roy, you're a very big supporter of the channel. Probably the biggest thing that you might recognize is my phone here. So this is mostly due to you. Well, pretty much all of it's due to you, apart from my wife as well. So thank you. Kevin, I know you've wrote something in Russian, and I can't copy and paste from there. I can from donation list, but I can't from the chat I'm pretty sure, again, that's like hello, Russell. Pakar or Russell. Hey, Russell, are you planning on ever learning Russian? In terms of lessons, I don't have a short-term plan to learn Russian. I probably should. I think I'm just afraid of that school and learning and sitting down and having to concentrate part. That's the bit I'm a little bit afraid of. I didn't do school for a lot of years now, and I think that's the bit I'm afraid of, that I'm going to make the teacher frustrated that I can't learn it easily enough. Roman, g'day, Russell. Have a nice stream. Thank you. It's hard to say g'day sometimes when it's such a common Australian word. And when you go to say it, it feels like you're forcing it a little bit. How much and who visits them? Luxury hotels. There is people staying at them. Prices are not cheap in terms of Russian prices. And I mean, the average person that would stay in a hotel, the ones in the center of Moscow, are incredibly expensive. Who stays in them? I guess it's kind of interesting at the moment with not as much tourism here. But I guess there is people that are filling them. Have you seen the B-Road Russia videos on YouTube? Not. Yes, I have. Yes, that's Sam. His name is, who's in the videos. I know him. We are making a plan this week for me to come to Vladimir, and I'm going to go and visit him. So yes, I definitely know about his B-Road Russia videos. He just put a new one about an hour ago or so. He really likes doing these, back road and kind of, he calls them monotowns, which I never knew that word until he said it. So he loves going to these places. Make a video about luxury hotels in Moscow and how much. Beata, Iris? Maybe someone can shout me a night in a hotel to make a video. It would be very nice. Are you illegal? No, I've got a Australian passport, but I have residency. I am married to my wife here in Russia. We got married at Zags 4, which is the marital palace in Moscow for, I guess, tourists or Westerners. I've got a Russian residency visa in my passport. I've got registration for the apartment, for an apartment here in Moscow. Very legal. To use some donations to buy his wife flowers to make up for making long YouTube videos. Yes. I did ask her again if she'd like to be on this video, and she was more interested to go to the banya. If anyone wants to buy her chocolates and flowers, besides me, I do buy her chocolates. She doesn't want me to buy her chocolates. I know it's a lady's thing, right? Because she just eats them too quickly. So now at the moment she's eating the Barney Bears, if anybody's Russian and knows what they are. Hello from Finland, Russell, 10-point production. Thank you. I think I saw one of your comments. I think you might have put that in one of the comments of a video. 5x5, all good. Thank you. Sound and video is great. Thank you, Roy. Yes. I'm glad. And if anyone's got that little cog in the bottom corner, you can always adjust the quality of the playback. Sometimes a lot of people have got it set to default, and it may not go from the higher quality. Hello from Hungary. Hello. Oh, I just talked to my wife today about making some goulash, kind of the beef stew. She does make nice goulash. We made some kind of roast beef in our slow cooker today. Some meat. I guess I should just say roast beef. It wasn't roasted because it was in the slow cooker. Hello from Virginia. I always think of Virginia and then think of Virginia ham. And I've been to Newport News, Virginia on the cruise ships a long time ago now, but I've definitely sailed from there. Hello from Yorkshire. Oh, I know Leeds Bradford very well, and I think the test match finished today. I didn't catch the fourth day of the test, or the fifth day, actually. Australia was playing India in the World Test Final. And then Man City won last night in UEFA Champions League. I watched that. Russia is more of a cat country than a dog. Yes. I think that's really because of people living a lot in apartments. I mean, there's obviously houses here, Dutches, country houses, normal family houses. But with a lot of people living in apartments, it doesn't essentially have the size and easy kind of living for dogs. When you see people with dogs, mostly you see people with little tiny dogs and teacup dogs and poodle dogs and things like that. What do you call these small dogs? So yeah, it's you do see people with larger dogs, particularly when I go walking in my town or go for a walk from here to the train station. You see people taking their dogs for walks. I'm always a little bit surprised. I always wonder if they do live in the apartments with those bigger dogs, or if they live in one of the houses nearby. Thank you, Stranger. So we've got Anna, Boy, and Stranger. Stranger, thank you for the donation alerts. Your question is, maybe you will work as an English teacher in Moscow. I don't have any qualifications to work as an English teacher. A lot of them require there's a particular qualification like TEFL. I always think of the brand of the kitchen items called TEFL. That's one of the qualifications for English speaking. One thing that I probably could do is do English conversation with people. I could do maybe Zoom meetings with people. I could meet them in person and sit down and go to a coffee shop or walk and talk in Moscow. There is a lot of people who don't necessarily want to learn English per se. They want to just speak conversation in English with me or with somebody. And essentially by doing that, it's practicing their English conversation. So yeah, Stranger, that would be very good. If I could find a way to do that, short of just saying, do you want to do it? Does someone want to, I don't know, pay an amount of money per hour to do that? I'm not the best at kind of being forward like that. So thank you for the donation alerts. Yeah, I'd like to do that somehow. Just need to figure out how. Yeah. Thank you, Marlene. Yeah, in Chicago, nail appointments are booked online and they're required to positive cancel. No show is automatically charged. Yeah, my wife doesn't really want to do that. We did talk about it. It's not really something that they do in Russia in terms of the smaller salons where she works. Some places have, in the bigger salons in the center of Moscow, they do have that way you can rebook and change and reschedule. But yeah, her sort of setup's quite small, and she just goes on an honor system or an honesty system. Am I a spy? I don't think so. Watching from Scotland, may I ask how Russians respond to you being a non-Russian? Is there any tension, or are they fine with you? Yeah, there's no problem. I mean, anybody that I meet, people are more curious, like, where am I from? How long have I lived here? Actually, probably the biggest question there, and Boy asked that as well in the donation alert, about what do I do for work here? People are curious with me not necessarily knowing Russian. How do I earn money? Because, in theory, most people, well, you need money to live. And to earn money, you've got to work. Unless you've got, I don't know, a distant relative, or you've got very nice parents or family or who supports you. You've got to earn money to live and pay the rent and to pay bills and to live. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's any tension at all. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of curiosity about me being from Australia and being in Russia. So yeah, it's never a problem when I meet people. Hello from North Caucasus. Hello from West Sumatra. Oh, Abakaba. Bagus. I have put a few of the videos with Indonesian translation, particularly the ones when I was making them in Bali and Lombok when I was there. So we made a couple of videos of the places that we stayed in Gili Air in Lombok. Now, I do need to add more countries translations into all the videos. I'm realizing now there's a consistent sort of 3 or 4 countries that put the translations on, and most people just do it in the auto translations. It belongs to Moscow. This is the greenest city I've ever seen. Please visit Zelnograd city. Thanks. I'll have to put that on my list. Do I shape my eyebrows? Now, I wonder if anyone's noticed, by the way, and not anybody, I didn't mention it to anybody. Does anyone notice anything different with what I'm wearing? I'm a little bit behind on the chat. So if anyone notices anything different, yeah, these eyebrows, they tend to grow faster than my hair. So they need to be cut more often. Yes, I do get comments about that a lot. What did you do on the cruise ships, and would you say you are now permanently on land? I did theatre tech on cruise ships in the 90s. Yeah, I worked I was a shoppie. I guess if you worked on cruise ships, I was a shoppie. I worked mostly on Carnival cruise ships for pretty much 20 years. So yeah, I was doing the alcohol, liquor, and tobacco shop. Depending on which ships you worked on, there was alcohol and tobacco available, sundries, some Pringles and snacks and stuff. And that was what I did in the onboard shops. I worked only in the liquor shop. So yeah. Would you say that you are now permanently on land? I would say I am. I've still got a few years left on my American visa. I've still got a work visa to enter America. I've still got everything that I need just to get on the plane today and fly to a cruise ship and work on one. Everything's still valid. Could I live in Moscow with a salary of $3,000 US? I would say you can. How much is 3,000, by the way? 3 USD to rubles. 250,000. I think definitely you could. I guess the big thing is which part of Moscow you want to live in. Is probably a big X factor, as in what would be, if you were to rent somewhere, what would be the amount of rent you would pay for an apartment or a house. So Lucas, yeah, I'd say definitely you could if you had that much money per month. Coming in 250,000 rubles is well above the average salary in Moscow or in Moscow region. What did inspire you to move to Russia? I think I fell in love with a Russian lady, or my wife, back before I married her. And she invited me here, and I essentially never left. Planet of the Games. I was going to say gnomes for a minute. Yeah, I think that's the. I didn't come here without having my wife here when I first came. When we were partners or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. So, I probably didn't have any intention to come here before meeting her. I'd actually cruised here to St. Petersburg on the cruise ship when I did Baltic cruises, but I only spent a few days in St. Petersburg, not anywhere in Moscow at all. So Donald Duck, hello. Hi from Devon. Find your content very interesting. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks. Cheers. Someone sent, I can never see these, can I? Someone's done buy me a Coca-Cola. It's called buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. I don't know who it is until I look afterwards. I'm sorry, whoever's done that during the live stream. Thank you. It's called buy me a coffee, but I call it buy me a Coca-Cola. How long it takes to learn the language? I would say, depending on how willing you are to immerse yourself in it. If you had someone doing lessons maybe a couple of times a week, you could learn online without even leaving where you live now. If you could find someone that was willing to do online lessons. I would imagine if you've got some kind of European language already, there may be some similarities in it. I reckon in under a year, you'd probably get a grasp of it. Which city has got the best quality of life? I haven't really traveled too much beyond Moscow, and I've been briefly to Ufa and St. Petersburg. So meaning not too expensive as St. Petersburg, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's just a personal thing. Once you come here, go to a few cities, get a feel for the place, whatever feels right for you. Obviously Moscow, 15, 17 million people. It's not for everybody, that bigger population. That's why we live about 50 kilometers outside of Moscow here. Yeah, the average salary in Moscow is about 80,000. You can comfortably live on 60. Yes, I would agree with that. It really depends on the size of the apartment. If you were going to rent, If you're living there without rent, of course, you don't have that expense. But the things like the cost of your phone, electricity, water is very cheap. The average cost of food is low if you were to budget what you're going to buy and buy staple things. May not be able to talk in Russian, but he likely knows all the swear words. I only know the ones my wife yells at me. That's about it. I don't really know them like I know other countries' words. How are you not getting money out of Australia? So yeah, we've got a lady in Perth who we send money to. So I send from Australian bank, and she's in Moscow. She's actually in Australia. She's actually in Russia right now, I guess, visiting family. We've never met her from a bar of soap. And she sends rubles from her account in Russia to aunt here in Russia. My screen is flickering. I hope everything's okay. I think I just need to switch off. Oops, not that one. Just need to switch off my Wi-Fi's here so that too many things aren't stressing my computer out. So David, we do have a way to do it. It's not exactly the correct way to do it because we would normally do just basically bank-to-bank transfer, or if my card would work in Russia, I could just take money from the ATM, but it doesn't. So, Life of Commerce, thank you so much for the super chat, for $10 super chat. Thank you. There's no message. I don't believe there is. Or maybe you've just got a emoji. Thank you so much. I like the fact that I can jump over to that now and not. Well, I guess I have missed where I was up to. Yes, now I've messed it up. Yeah, thank you so much, Life of Commerce. Again, I don't know your name, but thank you for the super chat. We need Team Russell, Traveling with Russell merch. Grey Wolf, yes. I watched a video of a guy who does video arcade videos on a channel, and he has stickers, and he gives out stickers anytime he meets anybody. Most people ask for a photo or a selfie, and he gives stickers out. So I think I should work on that. Now, do you want to make money on paid private English practice, or is it fine as Donald Duck? I'd like to do that. Yes, I'd like to do it. I just need to find a way to do it that it's not like I'm asking for money or I'm asking people for, a payment for whatever. I like the more casual aspect of it where I know I'm going to either meet them or talk to them or live stream with them and not think about that, this is the price per hour. You've gone 5 minutes over. I'm not into that part. So yeah, if I could figure that out. How the universe was created. You're asking tough questions. I don't know the answer to that one, Lucas. I was here a bit late for that part. Alco Trader, thank you for the donation alerts. Yours is nicest guy that I've met in a long time on YouTube. Thanks for your job. Thank you, Alco Trader. I wonder if you're an alcohol trader. Is that the meaning of Alco Trader? Thank you for the donation alerts. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to be saying thank you a lot, but it's not expected. Watching, commenting, thumbs ups, likes are very nice, especially if you're watching videos. When I'm not putting videos on the channel, maybe you're watching old videos. The engagement through YouTube and it going out to more viewers is just proof that I'm doing a good job. So thank you, Alco Trader, so much. And I see also there's another question in my Ask a Question section. Do you like Stoli vodka? My dad is interested. Stolichnia, I guess you're asking. I did used to sell a ton of that on the cruise ships. They call it Stoli in most of the world, especially in England. There's a very famous comedian that called it Stoli. I don't really like vodka. I know I end up having to drink it when I go to friends' houses. If I'd have gone today with my wife to our friend's dacha for the banya, they would have had vodka there, and basically every 15 or 20 minutes they do a cheers with a shot of vodka. So I'd say I don't like it. I do know the brand very well. We sold so much of it on the cruise ships, and it wasn't particularly expensive as well. It's not as noticeable on the shelves here in Russia. In terms of an exported brand, it is massive. So yeah, I do know Stoli as a brand or as a product. Russians, people. There is no tension between Russians and foreigners at all. Right? Yes. You could use Duolingo to learn. Can you use that? I've never tried it. I know of it, but I've never tried it. 3,000 a lot. You would feel like a millionaire there with that money. Yes. If you convert that to 248,000 rubles per month, that's definitely well above the average of a salary, even in Moscow. Maybe your wife could help you out. I'd be very interested in a video about beauty and makeup products. I guess when she goes to one of those nail salon shops, I could definitely film something in there. There's a couple of kind of main ones that she goes to where she buys her supplies. She buys most of her supplies online because it's kind of a half a day trip to go across Moscow to go to specific shops to buy things. Things like nail polish, I don't think it's easy to buy online. You've really got to see them, test them, look at the color right in front of them. If they don't eat you, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. What's the story on my cute logo and sketch? Yeah, so this was from somebody in my Telegram group. So Traveling with Russell channel is called in Telegram. I've got a channel that's got nearly 1,000 people now in there, and I post links to videos when I put them on the channel, and I post photos every day or something that I'm doing, or if I go out somewhere, maybe what I've had for lunch or dinner I post. So yeah, somebody did that, and it was sent to me in the chat on Telegram. And that's absolutely exactly me there with my Carnival Cruise Line hat, holding my phone on my stick, and wearing my bag. I've got like a little small crossover bag that I wear with my things in it when I go out. So yeah, I don't know who the person is apart from just their name on the channel. And they recently she did a new one of myself and my wife. I don't know how she got. I guess she just got the photo of my wife from somewhere and put it together. So yeah, it's a channel subscriber and a Telegram channel member. And I'm usually more vocal. I will be having surgery Tuesday morning, so just be a bit reserved this week. No, fair enough. Yes, going into hospital and doing this sort of stuff is not good. So yeah, I hope you recover, I guess, if you're having a surgery or whatever you're having done. And I hope I know that you're in the Telegram as well as here. So how's you getting money out of Australia? Visited Saratov, I guess, is that Saratov? I had to transfer my Canadian to euro, send it to my wife's nephew in Serbia, who sent rubles to her Ruski account. Yes, David, pretty much exactly what they've done, but we're just using an Australian to an Australian account, which is much easier, right? I'm just sending my dollars to her account, dollars to dollars, and she's sending rubles to rubles. So yeah, if you've got somebody who's able to kind of be that person, it works out great. We literally send money. Whenever my wife, I don't really need the money. Really, my wife gets the money, does whatever we need to do with it. I just need enough money to catch the metro, to get the bus from our town to the metro station, to go out for lunch when I go out filming. So things like the donation alerts and super chats and buy me a coffees kind of cover that. So my wife is really the banker of the family. Hello from Christine in Wisconsin. Thank you for the videos. Here's a question. Are there any bed and breakfast houses in Russia? Yes, there are. Yeah. They don't really have the what was it called? What's the one called? Airbnb. I think it kind of left Russia, Airbnb. So there's other websites where you can find places to rent. My wife looks them up all the time because her and her friend always scheming to go somewhere and do something. So yeah, probably not as traditional in the Western sort of way, the bed and breakfast. But yeah, I mean, basically someone's house. Not necessarily someone will live there. It's more like a standalone house that you get the keys and stay there yourself, and you got free run of the house, and then you check in and check out and so forth. Yeah, TOEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. Yes, that's it. This is how far I am behind here. Been watching for a long while. Can you do a piece on free from foods? You say gluten-free, but never give us a look. Bev in Wales. Oh, you want to see the healthy stuff? Yeah, there is actually a healthy store here called Cusville, which is essentially all healthy foods and healthily, ethically sourced and different things like that. And I haven't made a video in there because I don't want to mis-explain things about that shop. And I really need a local, more than just my wife, because my wife gets a bit stressed when I ask her too many questions on camera. But she loves shopping there. That's her. Actually, it's only down the road. We call it the green shop, by the way. It actually it's painted green, the sign, but the fact that it's all healthy things and better quality things. I do need to make a video, though. I promise you I will make one. Why would you? Okay. Hello from Weymouth, Massachusetts. Is it Weymouth or Weymouth? I'm sorry if I've got it wrong. Weymouth. West Coast Eagles, yes. Yes. And I also do kind of support the Dockers, which is the other team in Perth. But they, this is the shirt I'm wearing today. Being that I'm not in the country, it's okay to support any team that's an Australian team when you're not in the country and not be a specific. Shirkia, thank you for the donation alerts. Quite interesting to watch the overlook of the Moscow suburbs from a foreigner's point of view, the way you describe it in your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much for the donation alert. It's very nice of you. I'm not really into reading out how much somebody's donated. I'm sorry. I know on the super chats it comes up on the screen, but in donation alerts, it's not a competition about someone's given more or less money than somebody else. But thank you. Yeah, I get this quite a lot, actually, and especially where people that I've met in person. So when I did the walk around in my last video, the bit literally where I'm crossing the street with the Bolshoi Theater in front of me, right after I cut away there, I point out the car, the Aurus on the road, and then there's a wedding couple that go right by me. And then as they passed, I kind of switched the camera off, and a girl came up to me, and we chatted for probably an hour, or maybe 45 minutes. And she was a subscriber of the channel, really loved the channel, and talked about the same thing that you're mentioning, how it's interesting, this point of view. You know, I mean, obviously, a lot of places that I'm showing are places that I know. They're places that I've visited a lot. I've walked around a lot. So I can at least talk about things that are familiar to me. And I do get that from other people as well, that it's interesting for a expatriate or a Western person to walk and talk and show life in Russia, especially things like the shops and the supermarkets, which, you know, are not something that were on YouTube 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and to kind of put them on YouTube, it's kind of interesting, I think. I think it is. Well, and maybe you think it's interesting as well. So thank you to a couple of people who have become members of the channel. Life of Commerce, thank you so much. There is some emojis that you can type when you type in the chat now. I am trying to kind of do more extra content for channel members. Some of the videos come out earlier than they do to everyone else. And also 123 Logic, thank you. It's a great way to support the channel beyond watching the videos. So thank you so much. Now my thing jumped around. Do you have any plans for visiting other cities? My wife, how many times has she mentioned about going to Ufa? My wife about twice a day comes up with a new idea of something to do. So also many mods Any mods in the chat? We got another crazy one. Oh, okay. I'm sorry if there's... Can I get back to live chat? Do we need to get rid of somebody? Oh my gosh. Now I'm getting behind on the live chat if you're chatting with each other. Yeah, there is actually quite a few people that are channel moderators. They're not always in the live streams. Great content, cute stories. Thank you, Al. As a Russian, you confirm that Russian women are beautiful. Yes. Yeah, when I went walking 2 days ago and made this video, I was messaging my friend when I was on the train going into Moscow on the metro, telling him that I'm glad I'm not always with my wife when I walk around, because she'd probably hit me or slap me for looking and staring. And yes, stopping to say hi. My life pixeled. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, I know you're a long-time watcher of the channel. No. Just make sure to learn some major. Yes. Again, thanks you for the super chat. Thank you so much for all the hearts. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Also allows money to be transferred outside of Russia. Yeah, I'm not into Bitcoin at all. I know it's a thing, and it's trendy to do it. I'm not doing that at all. SberBank, I know about, but I've got SberBank, and that's perfectly fine for what I need to do. I don't need more bank accounts at all. Lucas, hello. Do you have savings investment forms from your cruise days? I need to work in Russia. I wish I did. I did. I am very frugal. Is that the right word? I'm very good with saving money and not spending money or blowing money, if you like. Yeah, I've got things in Australia still in place. 1, 2, 3. Yes, there is things in place, I guess. And if you need more mods, you can add me. Grey Wolf, I will. Yes. Let me add you because I know you're a long-time follower of the channel. Add as a moderator. Remove chat. Let's do that one. There we go. So I think you'll have a spanner next to your name now, Grey Wolf. Yes, I own an apartment in Australia. I don't own an apartment. The bank owns the apartment. I actually corrected my wife this morning when we were talking about it. The bank owns the apartment. I only own a percentage of it until it ever gets paid off. But yes, it's rented out. The lady's very happy living there. Unfortunately, I had to put the rent up. Well, I don't think it's actually come into place yet because her contract hasn't ended. We've had like 7 interest rate increases over the last year or 2 years, at least. So yeah, it's essentially paying for itself in the rent and the mortgage, and there's nothing out of my pocket. So, Zdravstvuyte. Yo, I should do a video about shaumas. Yes, shauma. I like shaumas. I don't like them all the time. It's not something like that I could eat every day of the week. They are very filling. They're very nice. The one that I get at the train station in Aprelivka, I really enjoy. But I just don't need it too often because by the end of it, you're just like, oh, no more. How about a breakdown of the cost of utilities and services? Have you done a video on that yet? I haven't, no. Actually, our landlord came today to check the water meters to figure out what our monthly water bill will be because it's metered here, electricity and water. And it's a self-payment system. So if you own somewhere, you have to go pay your own bill. They don't essentially send you a bill. So you send them what your readings are, and then they send you the bill, or you pay the bill. Marlene, thank you for buying me Coca-Colas. I just saw the email. It comes as an email when people do that. So thank you, Marlene. I know I'm a bit behind on the chat here. Yeah, that's something interesting to do. I just don't want to do that and feel like I'm not boasting, but, talking about it positively, about how cheap it is, like the cost of water and electricity and phone and internet is very cheap here, in terms of the average cost of what it was in Australia. So I'm a bit afraid to do that kind of video. And people maybe give a lot of bad feedback about it. Actually, I've noticed it in a few of the comments about the truck video. So I went to the Russian truck convention, Truck Expo. There's a lot of comments that it sounds like I'm making fun of the fact that there were so many Russian trucks there. Oh, sorry, just brush into the microphone. And, as I walked around, I know that KAMAZ was there. I know that KAMAZ, there was a Belarusian one, Kaz. And then there was Ural there as well. But there is a lot of Chinese companies there. And by the time I'd kind of walked around, I was almost laughing at myself for the fact that this is Chinese, this is Chinese, this is Chinese. And then people put that in the comments that I was a bit condescending about me talking about, or laughing about the fact there were so many Chinese brands there. But, for me, that convention and the amount of people there was thousands and thousands of people there. And it was just so interesting, the amount of people that were at that event and the influence of the Chinese brands. And in Australia, you just don't see that influence as much as you do here at these sort of conventions. So yeah, I always got that kind of thing in my mind that I don't want to be too happy about things because people comment about it. We don't have any kids. No, we've not kind of got any plan to have kids right now. Would you raise them in Australia or back in Australia? In Russia or in Australia? I don't know that answer. That would all be down to my wife and what she would think is best. Yes. Yes, thank you, 123. Yeah, I think we might have took care of this sort of comment. I don't bring that up in conversation. Street food, yes. Is it easy to make friends in Russia? It is if you meet people, or like I've been very lucky with meeting subscribers and other people that create English-speaking YouTube content. I've met people that I've met I've made a little Telegram group of English-speaking YouTubers. Moscow and Moscow region is a big place, so people don't necessarily live close by each other to easily meet up. It's kind of an event to do that if you want to go meet somebody, like just for lunch or just for a chat. I'd love to have more friends right here in the Prelivka. That would be very nice. That are immediately in my building. My good friend Gleb has now left and is in Kyrgyzstan. And we just got good friends with each other, like that good friend kind of thing going on. And then now he's not here. So, yes. Thank you, Tracy, Tracy Thatcher in the USA. Thank you, Russell, for sharing your ventures with us. We wonder what life is like in Russia, and you bring it right into our homes. Thanks again, sir. Oh, you don't have to call me sir. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much for the donation alerts, by the way. That's very nice of you to send what you've sent. Yeah, I enjoy making these videos. I probably should be more disciplined and make more of them quicker. But I've just sort of found that kind of good kind of medium now of not filming every day of the week and putting a video every day of the week on the channel. And I want to film things that are interesting for me as well. I, of course, love everyone's ideas, suggestions, and things that would make interesting videos. So, and that's the point of me liking them. And that's where that kind of happiness comes across in the videos, where I show things that I know and I recognize and I've seen before. Don't necessarily know the names of things. I'd love to know the names of more buildings, because there's some amazing buildings, and I don't know what that building is or what is in that building, you know. But yeah, that's kind of where there's a bit of a mix of videos. I mean, how many people go to a truck expo, then the next day there's a supermarket video on the same channel. So yeah, I just enjoy doing that. And my wife doesn't understand, but Tracy, I guess you do, that you know, she won't come along to a lot of these things that I do, because you know, she's not into it as much as I am. So thank you for the donation alerts. How do you compare your life in Russia to Australia, Lucas? It's very different. Probably not really that different, you know, in terms of family values and what we want in life. I think a lot of people want the same things in life. You know, we want to live happy, healthy. We want to have good friends and family, and you know, those sorts of things. It's hard to compare. I mean, in Australia, I was working 5 or 6 days a week. I was working a lot more than what I would consider making YouTube as working. You know, it's definitely an easier life while you don't have a job. So that's a direct difference for me. You know, I had to kind of drive to work every day, 45 minutes an hour, to and from work, mostly in traffic. There is traffic in Perth, although it's a small city compared to Moscow. Traffic, it's not the same. My wife laughs at the traffic in Perth because it's nothing compared to Moscow, literally. So, yeah, it's very difficult to compare those sorts of things. But Denver Nuggets are going to win the NBA title and beat Miami Heat. So Miami Heat's connection with cruise ships. The owner of Miami Heat, Mickey Arison, is the majority stock owner of Carnival Corporation, or what would be Carnival Cruise Line. So live streaming, very informative and relaxing. Thank you. Electrician-free territory of Trieste. Oh, you're an electrician in Italy? I guess Trieste is in Italy. I've been to Monfalcone, and I worked on the cruise ships there when they come out of the shipyard from Fincantieri. That's kind of crazy if that's all the same connection. Greetings from Chechnya, or Czechia. Is that like Czech Republic or Chechnya, I wonder? It's one of those two. Sorry if I mixed that up. Watching from Melbourne. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yeah, I didn't watch any football today, because when you've got to watch the games here, because of the 5 or then 7 hour time difference, they're all like 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning, 11 in the morning if you want to watch the AFL games. Zdravstvuyte. Alkotreda. Zdravstvuyte. Thank you. Hello. How are you? Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Wayne. Sawada, I can't read Russian. Sorry. I hope it's nice what you've said. Go visit a motorcycle show in Russia. Yeah, there isn't too many of them. They do have them. But, okay, now with the weather the way it is and the fact there's obviously no snow and no winter, there is a lot more bikes on the road. There is actually a Harley-Davidson dealership in Moscow. I've seen that. I've not been there, but I know there is one. I did go to an outdoor convention. So if you maybe look in the playlist, the convention playlist, there's a conventions playlist, and there's one that it looks like I'm sitting on a police bike on the thumbnail. And if you look at that video, it shows a lot of motorbikes. Sending you some Cokes. Yes, I've definitely got them there. Thank you. I was adopted from Russia and was postponing coming back to COVID. And due to US travel advisory, I yearn to go to spend some time there and reconnect with myself, feeling hope. Yeah, there's travel advisories at the moment for Australians to visit Bali. There's travel advisories about going on a cruise and going to Mexico. So I wouldn't worry about the travel advisories too much. Obviously, if you're going to the normal places and not, places where there is things happening. What are Russian pubs like? I've only been to a few of them, Wolfgang. The ones in Moscow, they're a little bit cheesy. They're not pubs. There's a lot more bars and cafes here, by the way, not necessarily pubs. The pubs that are like the English and Irish pubs are a little bit look like they've forcibly made them to look like an English or Irish pub. There's definitely a good bar culture here, though, and going out. Where we live in my town, there isn't anything to go in, like a pub or a bar at all. There is one cafe that you can get beer in. Otherwise, you just go to the corner store and buy beer and sit on a bench somewhere and drink it. Australia's becoming more expensive. Lots of angst here. I suspect people will move away in time. The middle class is hurting. Yeah, the interest rates going up every other month isn't a good thing. I'm very fortunate with the mortgage that I have. It's kind of, I would call it almost break even at the moment. So what I'm earning in rent is paying the mortgage and the rates and things like that. So it's okay. Yeah, I know Australia is not cheap. My wife can prove that as well, or attest to that from when we were living there during COVID. What we would spend at the supermarket in 10 minutes, it's nowhere close to what we spend here in terms of just buying food like we do here. Thank you, Grey Wolf. Yeah, we got 116 people who have done likes. Thank you so much. I hope I'm looking more at the camera, by the way, in this video. I lowered down my camera today a little bit. So yeah, 116 likes. Thank you so much. That's really, I like it how there's more likes than people watching. So that's always nice. And thank you everybody for members, super chats, donation alerts, all of these things. Buy me a coffees. Thank you. The only one I can't see is where people have done the SberBank or bank to bank that people do in Russia. Yeah, I like this donation thing that pops up on the side here. It's kind of cool. They're always honest, informative, and unbiased. Thank you, NG. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really just what I see. And that's where sometimes I don't, maybe, especially at the convention kind of videos, I don't go into too much specific detail because I don't know lots of things about lots of things. Your personality is a great change in today's world. Trustworthy, good soul, average guy. Thank you. Yes, I would call myself that, Al, definitely. And NG, thank you. Yes. My wife always wants to know why I'm so happy all the time, and especially when I sit here at my computer and do my YouTube things and the comments and the Telegram channel. I do spend a lot of time on Telegram and replying to comments there a lot. It'd be nice for you to do some videos on the pre-revolutionary buildings in Moscow. Historical walks, explaining them would be great. Yeah, that's the thing I don't really know, Jack. Would be good from Scotland. I don't know the history part and the explaining part. I can definitely do walking around videos. And I've kind of thought about that, of doing me not talking, just holding the camera and walking and pointing up at buildings. I would need someone with me to tell me about things. Thank you. Project forecast cloudy with a chance of rain. Projected. Wow. I didn't feel you were being condescending about the trucks. I watched that video. Any channel name? Yeah, I just got a few comments. I didn't probably read every million comments because it becomes lots and lots very quickly. But there was a few people who mentioned my, I guess, attitude and my happiness and why I'm kind of laughing and smiling when I'm looking at trucks. And I need to be more serious about it. When things settle in a few years, I'll be back to see Moscow. Yes. Changed my name. Changed from, hi. I felt people didn't like that name. Projected forecast cloudy with a chance of rain. It's a long channel name if you're going to tell people it. If you want people to subscribe, by the way, you need something a bit more catchier and a little bit shorted. Cloudy with a chance of rain. If you just even had it's a fun name. If you ever need an English-speaking friend, we could go for a beer and some chicken wings. Also, I live in Himpy. Yes, I filmed the video of the mega shopping center, actually right after the Obi burnt down, I guess. I went up there to Himki to make that video and walk around. I really wanted to show that the shopping center was open and fully trading, except the Obi was in a bit of a state. And then IKEA's not open. But that's my only time I've been up there. So yeah, if Chicken wings sounds good. I went a couple of weeks ago, I think I mentioned this, to one of these fixed price restaurants, and I had spicy chicken wings there. And actually, I really want to have like honey chicken wings, or those honey glazed ones. And at the Globus, they don't have them at the food court area, the food preparation area. When will you visit Novosibirsk? I can give you a tour. I've no plan at the moment. My wife wants me to go to Ufa with her to visit our family, or her family. There's the Australian family that are in Altai that were living in Novosibirsk till just recently. I'm really enjoying your videos and reading the comments. And there are many people around the world who like Russia. Yes, I'm surprised. Yeah, I think there's a lot of mystere about the country, like there is of every country in the world that maybe you haven't visited, or we haven't visited, or I haven't visited. And there's a lot of, perceptions and thoughts in our head, what we think of the place. I mean, if I point my camera out the window now, I can, because that door's right open there and our window's open, I can hear kids playing at the playground downstairs. Most apartment buildings have a playground immediately next to them. And I can hear the kids playing out in the playground. And it's just a normal place, Yeah, no big spiders here. Yes. Spider raccoons on the ceiling. No. You're from Norway. Hello. Etty Boxen. I don't think you sounded detrimental in any means. Super interesting video. Yes. Thanks. Yeah. That I could probably have made I could have made 2 more videos. One on a lot of the mining equipment, which is outside, and a lot of the earth moving equipment, things like JCB and Bobcat and all those things. Then inside, they had a lot of parts and spare parts for trucks, and they had an entire exhibition. There was, I think it was 4 different exhibitions that they combined together that are about the truck and heavy equipment industry in Russia. So yeah, it was interesting. Don't think you sounded detrimental. Thank you for agreeing. I guess everyone's got an opinion about everything, right? And it's people who type comments. That's the tough thing to kind of take in and live and breathe. Czechia. Czechia is the new name for Czech Republic. I didn't know that. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. There's a travel advisory for US citizens to go to New Zealand. My gosh. Yeah, I don't know what. I guess people are worried about the earthquakes down there and things like that. The volcanoes. Pivui. Watch Sam. He goes to pubs in Vladimir. Well, if we go there, I talked about it literally today with him that I want to come there this week. So hopefully it's not another week where we're doing a live stream and I still haven't gone. I don't think he drinks, I know you're talking about it. I mean, I'm sure he likes to have a beer. He's English. He likes football. He likes all things English. He's never done them in video. I guess he's done some videos in his old channel that he's still posting on. Yes, or you can copy and paste from Yandex. Russell's videos are soothing and interesting. Even your chats, I think, your voice is not loud or exaggerated. Yes, I'm always happy. I just like to be nice and clear and that everyone can understand. I'm going on a cruise next week to Belize and Roatan. Did you ever make any videos on these ports? I have been watching your Cozumel videos. I didn't make on either port. I kind of had the idea of doing all them videos at the end of, in my last contract or last 2 contracts on cruise ships. I could have been making them for the last 10 years and it would have made a lot of sense. So I've not done them on either place. Belize, you've got a tender on a boat from the ship to the port. And it's about a 20-minute tender ride. It's on speedboats with like 1,000cc engines. But they kind of very fast speed, like crazy fast speedboats. the ship has to anchor a long way off from the port where the ships actually go, depending on what cruise ship you're going on. They have built a port in Belize now, so if you might be going on NCL, I think it's called Harvest Cay is the port for Belize. Roatan, if you go on there's two different places you can dock: Coxon Hole and Mahogany Bay. Mahogany Bay's got its own cruise terminal right there with a kind of a beach and some shopping. And Coxon Hole is the less visited part where Royal Caribbean ships go. Belize, a lot of people go cave tubing. Not cave tubing. Yeah, cave tubing. But it's a whole day out. Try and do a tour in Belize. If you get off the ship, walk around 7 shops and get back on the ship, you probably won't enjoy it. Definitely for Belize. I look up the shore excursions ahead of time, maybe. Yes, do a video about Moscow's rougher derelict areas. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I guess some people have even, when I did the videos of this apartment building, the couple of different apartment tour videos, people even mentioned this area is like derelict and run down, and it's like a jail going in the apartment downstairs through our entry door. So I really couldn't make that kind of video. I know it would be of interest to some people, but a house and a home is where you live and what you make of it, right? And, I like the fact that everybody, makes where they live their home. And it's to talk badly about somewhere, because it will get views. I don't think it's a good thing to do, but that's just me. So there's a travel advisory about visiting Florida from other states in the US. Sergey, yeah, that's it. It's like saying Moscow people don't go visit St. Petersburg or don't go to Ufa. Sorry, I know I'm laughing, but thank you for your video. Especially thanks for the subtitles. I practiced my English with you. Yeah, I've kind of tried to go through, a lot of the most recent ones. I put the subtitles. Well, it's basically the created ones from YouTube, and then you can go back and correct them. And I'm trying to take out all the ums and ahs and things like that from them to improve the subtitles in other countries. For other countries' subtitles. Not every video has got every country's subtitles listed. I'm working to correct that. The fact that on the channel now there's 100 or more videos, and I never did it from the beginning, which is my own fault. I did go back and fix one of the UFA videos the other day, but you've really got to watch a 20-minute video for about 2 hours, because you've got to stop and start and listen to the words you've said and what's typed there as the comment or the title. Thumbnail, the subtitle, and correct them. And it just takes a lot of time. It takes quite a lot of hours to do that. And I know I should do them prior to uploading them, but I just never did it in the original videos. I'm going back now so it'll be helpful. Getting a job in Russia, making expats getting a job. It's just too general here, Daniel, about that. I mean, most expats, if you want to call it that, end up being English teachers or some kind of a tutor or a not a nanny, but kind of a person that looks after kids, where families want a English speaking expatriate or a native English speaking person. To find someone that's working in the banking industry or working in a factory, and it's just a difficult topic to cover in general. As well as all the participants in the chat were, what Russian national food have you tried and what are your impressions? Questions for everyone. Thank you, Logic, by the way, for translating. My wife is slowly learning that I don't necessarily like every Russian dish that Russians love and everyone from Russia loves, and I should like everything. She knows that I like meat and potato kind of dishes, pastas, vegetables, and she knows that from being in Australia and when we were there with family recently as well. So she tends to make her own thing. I make my own thing. I like soups. I probably didn't eat as much soups in Australia because we don't really have that winter kind of time to make and eat soups. So yeah, I eat a lot more soups. Even now, I know it's not winter time now, but my wife would make a big bowl of some kind of a soup, and we can have it over a couple of days worth, with some, some nice crusty bread at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I still like, roast dinner if I can figure out how to get the whole roast dinner together. I don't like, I like Olivia salad or winter salad. No, you did a video with Constantine. It is nice when you do a walking video with a Russian. The lovely interaction is brilliant. Love from Scotland. Yes, Constantine lived up the road from me. And we met up 2 or 3 times. I think it was 3 times we met up, or 2 times. And we kind of, actually, the video that we made, we went initially for lunch, and we probably chatted for a good 2 or 3 hours. He and I can just talk all day. And I think generally as a person, Constantine is a person that you can get along with, chat with, talk about anything. And the conversation just flows. And then we kind of had the idea, or he did and I had the idea to go to the Megatropolistan where we've made the video together. You might notice in that video I was carrying my camera with me, but I didn't film anything. I'm not really big on doing it where 2 people are making videos, because I didn't want to get in his shot. He doesn't want to get in my shot. Maybe he's saying something different to what I would say. Yeah, we did have plans to make other videos together. Then obviously he left Russia at reasonable time afterwards. We did go to some apartments that we wanted to film that were not finished construction, and we wanted to talk about apartment living in Moscow. And then we never made that video, because of what was, everything happening. So yeah, I do chat to him online occasionally, not as much as probably when he was here, but we do just keep in contact. Do you know that public transport works around the clock in Moscow? There are night bus routes. Yes, there are late night buses. I have to catch it home every now and again when I miss the last local marshrutka to come to Prelivka. So yeah, the blue high frequency buses. And then they also put the metro on longer schedules during public holidays as well. Thank you. Finally, I'm making it for a live stream. I hope everyone is doing fine. Yes. Yeah, an hour 17 we're at, so we're kind of in time with the time. Greetings, Russell, as well as all participants of the chat. What Russian national? I think I've read that one. Again, the painting's on the floor. Yes, I think it's going to stay there. It seems like it's going to stay there. I did notice it right before I put the camera on as well, so I'm sorry. Need to speak to people more rather than focusing on conventions. Oh, you mean talk to people at the conventions and get them as part of the video? Yeah, that would be, if I can find people who want to be on camera, that's the bigger problem. Share everyday life. We need more people like you. We need more honest content. Peace, prayers. Yes, thank you, Al. Or ALS or Al. Have you been to Lake Baikal? No, that's on the other side of Russia, essentially. I haven't been over that far. I've been as far as Ufa. I've not been to Lake Baikal. Travel Unleashed. Hello, Zdravstvuyte. I'm from Russia, city of Omsk. Thank you for your detailed reports. I watch with interest. Thank you, Elena. Thank you so much. It's very nice, everybody, and everybody's positiveness. You should do a walk around of Gorky Park. Yes, I am going to go there one of these days this week. I talked to Sam about it, so B-Road Russia channel, Sam, and he mentioned that I need to go to Gorky Park, and in the late afternoons and evenings, they've got dance classes where they're dancing mostly to like Latino music, bachata, samba, all these very fancy dances that I can't do. And it would make a great video to show people that they just meet up casually and they put some music on big speakers and ladies grab guys and guys grab ladies and they just dance right there on the Gorky Park. So if anyone's been there and seen it, you'll know what I mean. But if not, I am going to go there and film it because it's just very nice to go for a walk there, especially afternoon, early evening. It's where they do all the dancing there. I first loved Roma, but Istanbul is truly beautiful, misunderstood by many. Yeah, I've not been to Turkey or to Istanbul, and then the football was there yesterday as well. Bye, beautiful and safe. Love each other. Travel and taste it. Thanks. Well, yeah, closing in on 149 likes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep smiling. Thank you. Yes. Has anyone visited Guadalajara, Jalisco? Me and my husbands are invited. Jalisco is actually the home of tequila. And Guadalajara is kind of the biggest city inland from Puerto Vallarta. So I've been there on the cruise ships to they call it PV or Puerto Vallarta. Guadalajara is kind of an inland city from Puerto Vallarta. So yeah, I've never been to Guadalajara though, but I do know the coastal areas. Lots of tequila factories and tequila tours. It would be funny if some subs end up speaking like an Aussie in Russia. Bosh, yes. Glad to see Russia doing well these times. Here in India, the jobless have started and inflation is under control now a bit. Thank you, TCSLV. I know you've been a long time subscriber to the channel. Years ago, I had purchased a slice of Russian apple cake. It was delicious. Apple cake. My wife got some. I did post a photo in the Telegram group. Our neighbor is what is the person that makes cakes? A cake maker. And we ordered from her some like mini cakes in cups, in plastic cups. And we got one left. We've eaten 5 between us in 2 days. Oh my gosh. How would you compare Russian pizza and pizza in Australia? They're a lot more thin crust pizza here rather than the deep pan pizza. So if you know deep pan pizza, we did have a very nice place we were getting pizza from in Australia called Perfect Pizza. And they were very nice. Yeah, I like that the deep pan meat lovers pizza. Actually, I did have a slice of pizza yesterday. What was I? Must go 2 days ago. Oh yeah, was I here yesterday? No, day before. And I went to the Eurospa, that secret supermarket that's in Hot near Riyadh, next to the Kremlin. And I went and had a slice of pizza there. That's where I made the video at that supermarket, that Eurospa. And actually, the staff recognized me and were all like shaking my hand, and they were showing me their subscribers of the channel. And that pizza actually there is very nice, although it's a takeaway style pizza, but that's what pizza is, right? I just find a lot of pizza here is thin crust, and I'm more of a deep pan person. SM, hello. Hi. Film Russian celebrities. Just need to find some, Toad. So the channel will probably issue recommendations more often. The content shouldn't go to waste. I think that's good. Yes. Give a like, but forgot to go to do that. Russell, thank you for all that you do. Inform people around the world. Thank you, June. Costs way more than the prices you've shown in regular supermarkets here. Yes, we did notice that in Australia as well. We, not where we lived in Perth, but on the other side of the city, there's a European supermarket called Vios Foods. It's in the suburbs of Perth. And the cost of the Russian items there were triple, quadruple, 3 or 4 times the price than what they were in Russia. But of course, the import, the cost of the goods, the cost to import them, the cost of containers to bring them over, I understand all of that. The import duty, the GST that we add in Australia is a big X factor in the price of imported goods. So we did make it just a kind of every now and again thing when we were in that part of the city to go there. Maybe meet Elena from Russia and make a video. She's in Australia at the moment, funny enough. I do know her. I've not met her personally, but I do know her from Telegram. I have chatted to her on Telegram. Yeah, if she's in Moscow, of course. I don't think she's in Moscow very often. She's very traveling around a lot. Do a Russian observatory tour. I don't know where they are in Moscow. Always cheers me up. That's good. Thank you. Maybe do a video with Ellie. Yes. SM. Elena. Arbalan. Hello. A baker or patisserie. Yeah, a baker or a patisserie. Patisserie. I know patisserie is a place where you get cakes from. Yeah, I guess she's a baker. She does it all from her own kitchen. And she has this fancy mixer. She showed me it. It was in the cupboard. I don't remember the name of it, but it was one of those big industrial kind of mixers for the cake mixers. Not sure if she's gone back to Russia. Yeah, she's always traveling. Yeah, I think she's a little bit behind on her content, on her uploads. So I'm not sure what time frame she's out. So she might be here, but the videos are a month behind or 2 months behind. I cannot even get Lay's cucumber or barbecue spare rib flavored chips in. I feel cheated. Yes. Yeah, actually, I looked at them today. I didn't buy chips today. I went to the so I made videos on all the supermarkets where I live. I am going to change the title of the one that I did at Dixie. There's a supermarket called Dixie. The guy is super nice there. He's a very nice guy. And I want to change the thumbnail because I put I put one of those kind of clickbait kind of titles. I don't feel it's kind of right for that video now. And I am trying to get away from that in the titling of the videos. Especially, I've created a supermarkets playlist and I've created a shopping center playlist. So, and I am kind of going back and just correcting the titles to include the name of the store in the title primarily. Have you tried Grechka? What do you think about it? I don't like it at all. No. I just find it bland. Actually, I did try it on Victory Day. We went to a friend's part of Moscow on the southeast of Moscow. They live. And they had the military camp oven set up where they were handing out food and everyone could line up and get food. And you got a bowl of Grechka and you got a hot tea and a bowl of food and a spoon. And we were my wife was in line to get some. And then I saw the lady struggling to give out these bowls of food. She had another helper there. So I went and handed her the empty bowls to her. And then I kind of walked away. She's like, "Oh, come back here, some for you." And I said, "Look, I don't really like it." No, you have to have it. And I sat, and actually it was quite tasty in terms of what my wife likes, which is a bit more blander. So yeah, on Russia Day, I had some. That was the last time I've had some. Probably maybe it's my once a year thing. Would I make some attractions? I do want to go to the. I forgot the name of the theme park. There's a theme park at Technopark Metro Station, which is where the new Southern River Station is. I don't remember the name of that theme park there, but I want to go to that place and make a video. We're invited to visit Checo, his city, Guadalajara, to meet our Mexican friends who are from Checo. We're invited to visit Checo, his city, Guadalajara, to meet our Mexican friends who are fans of Checo, Sergio Perez, the Formula One driver. Wow, okay. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess you really want to try to maybe go to some of the port or some of the coastal areas as well. How was your banya? I told everybody that you'd gone to our friend's house to the banya. Grey Wolf. What?
Yeah, the Tanya's house.
Oh, but she knows you and me though.
Yeah, but not this lady from Chile.
Oh, okay. So my wife went to a friend's house for banya. She has a banya at her house. So banya is like a sauna if you're not from Russia. And our friend had other friends over from Tumin, and the lady realized that I'm her husband, who's guy you met. Oh, I should do a video trying different types of kvass. And somebody asked me if I like Grechka. Jen? No, what was the one I had at the Victory Day? You can change the thumbnail and upload it later too. I just tried to yesterday for my videos. Replace the thumbnail and yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that for some of the shopping center videos, so that it just creates a playlist of different shopping centers that I've been to. Yeah, hello. I expect cheap gas in Russia. Yes. Well, let's end that poll, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's very, very one-sided. 300 votes. Yes, I should do a video on the petrol prices. Yes, I will do one. That's coming soon. They asked me a question thing. I got one question. I'm going to leave it there to see why it doesn't show questions. I've got it set to show them. So, yeah, Russian Disneyland. Yeah, there is. It's more like Russian Universal Studios, not Disneyland, Joseph. It's in Moscow. It's essentially an indoor theme park in a building. So imagine a theme park in a building, obviously because of weather in winter. Grechka with some nice gravy is godly. I wouldn't say that, but I think it's just a Russia thing, and you either like it or you don't. With a huge number of yachts. It is in the north and northeast of Moscow on the Moscow River and on the Moscow Channel. I didn't know that. No, if you know anybody, contact me on Telegram. Invite me, and I'll come to anything that people invite me to. I am very happy just to literally, like, by meeting the guy at Vdenha that was at the Tourism Expo. And then so I met a guy, a channel subscriber who was at the Travel Expo. And while we were chatting, we met another subscriber and we hung out and had lunch. Yeah, Dream Island. Yes, that's the place. Dream Island. Indoor theme park. Oh, thanks. Sam, you're here, by the way. Welcome. Well, actually, somebody mentioned you at the beginning of the live stream and asked if I'd watched your B-Road Russia video. And I mentioned that we know each other, and everybody needs to tell Sam to get me to come and visit him. Lacey, how you doing? Long time no see. Yes, everybody who doesn't know Sam's Russian Adventures, he has a channel that I'm kind of helping him resurrect a little bit. And basically improve and fix some of the things with the back of house of that channel. But he's created a new channel called B-Road Russia, where he goes to regional areas of Russia, provincial areas, he calls it, and makes videos about towns and where there's factories that are closed and what the state of some of the towns are in. Have you tried Jen? What's this word? Okroshka? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it, but I haven't. I think we've had it at Tanya's house, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, someone's saying hello to Sun. Definitely try Okroshka in summertime. And tell us your reaction. Yeah, it's the one with the kvass in it, right? Where you pour the. If Russell goes to Disneyland here in Orlando, Florida, I will join you, Russell. I'm only 2 hours away. I've been there years ago. Universal Studios. I stayed right there on International Drive, or iDrive, they call it. I really enjoyed that. Love kvass at these times. I think Sam would probably like all these Russian foods. He's lived in Russia for 17 or 18 years. If anyone wants to get Sam on a live stream with me, do you think that Sam and I should do a live stream together where we'd actually have the two videos of each other? Let me know, everybody, if you'd like to see Sam on a live stream or him doing a live stream. It used to be so delicious. Yes. A French who became Russian. Keep kicking. Thank you. Go visit Traveling with Russell. Thanks, everyone, for telling him. Yes. I think sending Sam some Diet Cokes. I know, yeah, he likes the different soft drinks, right, Sam? Yeah, Sam's Russian Adventure is the name of his channel. And then his new one is called B Road Russia. Yes, you and Sam. I'm coming to Russia, and in Oman, I can't exchange money reals to rubles. Yeah, basically bring US dollars or euros. They told me I should exchange to Chinese yuan. No. It will change it to rubles. Is that no? Bring bring US dollars or euros. One of the two, and you'll be perfectly able to exchange them. US dollars or euros. Get Sam on a live stream. Yes. Yes, please do a duo live stream. I like the soft drinks. So, Sam, everybody wants you on a live stream. Telegram. Where is Sam? Is he watching? Yes. So he doesn't drink, but he likes Diet Coke plus candy. And he likes, I think it's there's one of the other Coca-Colas. And they're not in Russia now, right? I've seen him in a video where he went to buy the certain different Coca-Colas. I gone from America. The Russian colas are gone from America. Oh, so you can't get kvass in the US now? Oh. Can we hit 200 likes for Traveling with Russell? Yes. That would be. What are we on? 173 likes. Oh, 175. It's just popped up to 175. Where is this button here? Let me do this. Invite. I'm sure Sam is. Where is Sam? So if Sam wants to come on the live stream right now, I know we need to plan it and organize it. And I want to do more of an interview with him to ask him about his life in Russia actually, if I go there to visit him, I think I'll make just a video, just him and I just chatting. But to get him on a live stream and ask him about his life in Russia as an expat as well. Just 3 hours from Moscow by high-speed train. Come to Nizhny Novgorod. Yeah, I was told about this place by a couple of subscribers that I met in Moscow last weekend. I bumped into 3 different guys at the same time almost, and we hung out and had lunch together. It's most of the meetups that I end up doing are very much just meeting people in the street. I do want to organize, like going to a cafe or a bar somewhere in Moscow and have a get together. But everybody that I just meet randomly is just very spontaneous, and it works out. So where you try super Russian food and explain your reaction. I should try super Russian food. Where's I thought my wife was right behind me. Thanks. Yes, if we're going to go to 2 hours, we've got 21 more minutes left of the stream. I wonder if we can stretch out the live stream till 20 more minutes. Talk to Aussie Cossack. I don't really like him. Obviously the fact, he's got quite specific views about the world and life and what's going on. Obviously, I should like every Australian, for the fact that they're Australian. I just think his views are a little bit very specific. Shouldn't say I don't like him. Probably not right to say that. I guess I've got an opinion about him. Expat instead of immigrant. Yes, that's very true. Skull. Oh, hello, by the way. I know you're a long-time watcher of the channel. Yeah, say the word expat instead of immigrant. Yeah, I guess I understand that totally, because in Australia, we would say immigrant or migrant. Have you tried borscht? Yes. Actually, I've not had borscht for a while. My wife's not made any here. The last lot of soups we had were like a meat kind of soups or beef soups or chicken soups. I guess we need to make some borscht at some point, or my wife needs to make it. I'm not the best at making them. Yes. Hello. Yeah, thank you, everybody. 182 likes on the live stream. And thank you again for people that did super chats. That's very, very nice of you. And donation alerts. That's also super nice. And buy me a coffee. There's a lot of these things that are going on at the same time. Have you ever... Russell, do you... Because you are a positive energy. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you so much. Whoever gifted me Krenkovo. I don't know what Krenkovo is. Krenkovo. Krenkovo? Krenkovka. Krenkovka. I really need my wife to stand next to me. Well, if it's Elena Krenkovka or Sylvia Krenkovka, that's a very famous Russian ice skater. So I'm not sure what it is otherwise. Ever been asked to stop filming? If so, what kind of case? Yeah, a couple of times. Well, the one that was the bigger problem was when I went to one of the outdoor rinnoks or open air markets. Actually, also in Food City, which is the other bulk food market in Moscow, the biggest one in Russia. They are kind of, I guess they think that I'm not being what's my reason for my videos. And then they are also concerned that maybe somebody in the video is not legal, or they don't have the right documents, or the products they're selling are not official or legal. And there's, occasionally I get like a grandma or babushka who is talking to me in Russian no end and doesn't stop, and tells me to not film when I can film. Yeah, it's not really a problem 99% of the time. It's just occasionally somebody takes it the wrong way. I was just going to have a look at the Traveling with Russell channel. We've got 943 subscribers on the channel on Telegram. And then if you comment on any post, it takes you over to a chat, which has about 300 people in it. So, is that shirt from Australia? Yes. That's my West Coast Eagles football team. And this is all the advertising. I mentioned this earlier. It's called a media polo, which is a shirt that they like to wear when they know they're on television, because it gets all the branding, all the advertising companies for the football team in the TV show or the news show or whatever. 80. We need 14 likes to reach 200. Grey Wolf. When are you going to go live again? I tend to do them on Saturdays and Sundays. I tend to do them about this time, so 5, 6, 7 p.m. roughly about this time if I do a live stream. Kind of need more people to want me to do live streams to do them more often, I guess. The Eagles are a great rock band. Yes. Yeah, the football team is not doing very well at the moment. They were very good quite a lot of years ago. Now they're struggling with injuries to no end. Some of his views, but realistically, some things are better not said. Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. You can understand his views, but realistically, they're not said. Yeah, I guess that's just some people want to be, I guess the word outspoken, or want to continuously put across the same message. And it's up to everybody how they interpret it. I'm not a Russians are good at Winter Olympics, yes, and Summer Olympics. But yeah, of course, with winter here and the weather and especially even like in the winter here, they set up the ice skating rinks, the snow fields, and the ski fields and things like that. Holodets and Sherman Kvass and explain it to Australians, or Tahoon. Yeah, I know Tahoon. I didn't buy any today, but I nearly had to because the drink I wanted wasn't available, and I didn't buy it in the end. But it would be like my last resort of drink to buy is Tahoon. I never really got the idea of it. You don't. Oh, thank you. I really like your English pronunciation. You don't chew your words, and it's easy for me to listen to you. Thanks. How much cheaper is food compared to Australia? Gold-backed currency. It's kind of hard to kind of prospect that because, there is so much more Russian-made and produced food that, and the population and the amount of sales and the amount of shops and the amount of availability of stuff makes things cheaper. Things like fruit and vegetables are considerably cheaper, especially in season. Considerably cheaper. If I say things are half price, I mean that's probably been realistic. I mean to buy a loaf of bread for $1 a loaf, Australian dollar means 54 rubles at the moment. So you can get a box of eggs for about $1. All the things you can buy for under 100 rubles, which is now less than $2, is a lot of things. I mean, buying things that are genuinely imported and not from Russia will be higher priced, but a lot of the brands that you think are imported have domestic manufacturing here. So, where you think of a lot of products that from Australia would get imported, they're all made in Russia. And if you go through all of the packagings and look, there's a factory somewhere in Russia or Moscow region, and you kind of made in Moscow region. A good example is my mobile phone, all the fingerprints on it. Wow. So I'm paying $9 a month for phone and internet, unlimited phone and internet. In Australia, I was paying $49 a month with Vodafone. Our internet for our apartment is about $9 as well. I think our home internet and my phone is almost the same price per month for unlimited Wi-Fi in the apartment or broadband. Vitali says, the question thing works. Also, if you do that on donation alerts, it pops up instant questions, by the way. Where did you get that cool shirt? I bought this in Australia because it was my football team that I support. And I probably don't do it as much in Russia because I tend to blend in a bit more than wear bright colored shirts and things like that. And I like to wear the football teams, sports teams, or anything that's Australian teams when I'm not in the country. In the odd chance someone recognizes it, but on the street, I've been detained a few times in Nachalny, Tatarstan, last time there in 2017, hoping to come in August again. Yeah, I've never had any problems. I've been checked for my passport once or twice in 9 years, where I've been stopped and been checked. Speaking English, walking in the street, I wouldn't be stopped or detained or anything like that. The only places where they tend to be police or military, if you like, mostly police, is in the train stations, bus stations, where there is a lot more people transiting to and from places. I've never been stopped. The only place I was stopped was when I went to a car rally, but it was actually on a military facility. The car racing track just happens to be at the military grounds. They have a lot of events at, places where they set them up. And for all places where I was checked. And I'm like, I live in this area. I'm from this region. I live here. It wasn't like I was on the other side of Russia and getting stopped. I was in the same region where I live. But yeah, never any problems. Welcome and thank you. Funnily enough, I had Hungry Jacks for dinner. Not something I do often. I try to keep to healthy options. Yes, Burger King is what they call it here in Russia. Yeah, HJ's. Actually, I haven't had it here for a long time. And I used to have it a lot when McDonald's was here and I didn't go to McDonald's. And I tend to now have Kuzni Tochka instead of having Burger King. Chicago White Sox are embarrassing. Olga Corbett lives in California. I'm not sure who these people are. Maybe you're talking to each other. You're definitely cheaper than Australia. Yes. Any good local gyms? 24/7 is a pretty commonplace, but there is plenty more outside activities. By the sounds of it, yes. Did you get Russian citizenship? Yes, Vitaly. Not citizenship. No, I've got Russian residency, but not citizenship. That would be kind of the next stage after this stage. So it's kind of a few years apart to do things. There's gyms at the shopping center. Actually, in our building downstairs, there's a local gym which a local guy owns and runs, and you can do private or just pay monthly and use the equipment, or he'll do gym sessions with you. My wife was going to that gym. At the shopping center, our local shopping center, there's a gym that would be open probably 9 to 9 or 10 to 10. 24-hour ones, I would imagine in Moscow they have them. At the shopping center, Solaris, there's one on the second level near the food court, a huge gym. And it's always packed. They've got big glass windows so you can see everyone working out there. But yeah, at the moment, you go walking, go out to the parks. Interesting about the kivar. About the caviar. My gosh. I love all of the content. I'm watching from Alabama. Kelly, hello. I've been to Mobile, Alabama on the cruise ships. I was actually on the Carnival Triumph when it had the fire, and it became known as the Poop Cruise, and it got towed to Mobile. And I spent 3 weeks there, and then the ship ended up staying there a couple of months. Very nice place. And I've cruised out of Galveston, Texas, a fair bit. So yeah, very similar. Well, you guys in Alabama probably don't like Texas, and likewise, but very similar kind of people. $9, yes. Thanks for answering my questions. No worries. Linda and Mike Knight, very welcome. Yeah, anything you want to know, people, anything you want to know, everybody. I was going to say people, sorry. Ask away. Gone crazy in the Netherlands, €5 for a brandless cheese. Yeah, Moscow or Russia does have better park districts, I agree. And across Russia, I'm sure in other regional places as well. But, in Moscow, I think it's got the most parks per square mile or kilometer than anywhere in the world. I think Moscow has. NBN here around 50 or so. Yeah, we were paying my wife and I's phone and internet, the three together was bundled with Vodafone, and we were paying $148 a month for 2 phones and home internet. You were at Patriot Park where the Army games are. I've been to Patriot Park. Actually, I went with my wife. She liked going to the church and the museum. Then we went over to the museum, I guess, with all the tanks and all the planes and helicopters, and she didn't like that because it was a bit of a guy thing. But I really liked it. I should go again. I can get the local bus from here over there as well, especially from Prelivka to Saletino. From our other window of the apartment, we can just see the church of Park Patriot. Just see it because we're in this region. I find everything is expensive in Canada, but you've got tomato ketchup Lay's, which we don't have tomato ketchup flavored Lay's here. You have them. They're very nice. And Timbits. For Russia in the win gymnastics, yes. Olga Korbo won a gold medal. 200 likes. Oh, 201. And we've got 4 minutes left of the live stream. That's almost good timing. What's happened to these brands? Can you do a visit to the Space Museum? I walked past it yesterday. Well, when was that? About 4 days ago when I was in Vedenha. What day was I in Vedenha? Monday. I feel like it's only a few days ago. I walked right past it. I really enjoyed that Space Museum. It's all in Russian, though. They might have changed some things recently, but it's pretty cool to see the exhibits that also focus on all the other countries that went to space as well, beyond just Russia. You know, it's not just about Russian space exploration. It's got things that talk about other countries' trips into space. What happened to all the brands? Crocs is still here, but it's got a different name. Zara's, Bershka, Pull&Bear are all still here. All of these are here still, but they've just got different names on the door now. Timberland is called Bootwood. Crocs is, I don't remember the name of Crocs. It's got a weird name. But I know Timberland is called Bootwood. What has happened to Lay's? Nothing. Lay's is in every shop in Russia. It's actually more. I see more Lay's and I see more Dobra Cola, which is the previous Coca-Cola. But Lay's chips are everywhere. Whoever the salesperson is or the merchandiser for Lay's in Russia is doing an amazing job getting them out everywhere in every shop. Is rent cheap over here? Yes. Compared to Australia, it definitely is. So what's the Australian dollars, AUD? So $806 a month rent we're paying. I guess Australian money for this. They call it a 2-room apartment, but it's actually 1 bedroom, but it's 2-room apartment, but it could have enough for a 2nd bedroom here. And what's the lady paying? My gosh. 420 times 4. So the lady that's renting our place. So the lady that's renting my place in Australia is paying double. Oh, it's actually automatically double compared to what we're paying here. And then she would obviously have to pay electricity, water, phone on top of that. What has since then happened to these brands? Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, Zara. Yeah, they're all here. Okay, Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, which is the Dobra brands, which is the same factory, Multon partners that were making them. Bershka, Pull&Bear, Zara's reopened under new names. I watched the China space launch. I think that wasn't that recently? Is that the one that was recently? There's more flavors of Lay's in Russia than in America. Yes, totally agree. Galeshnik. I don't know this place, but there's apartments for sale everywhere. If I look online at the ones, even in our, there's only one for sale in this building right now. The one that I did the video on that was for sale as sold, and the family moved out yesterday officially. And I'm kind of hoping it got sold to a subscriber after I made the video because it's had like 300,000 views. So it has sold that apartment. Russia is to marry with a Russian citizen and have a child. In the case, citizenship can be obtained after 6 months. Yes, very true. Yeah, it is helpful to be married, and it's even more helpful to have a child to get the process fast-tracked because they encourage all of these things. I remember people were hoarding it, before closing. Yeah, I had a good joke about this the other day with somebody, that people were hoarding it. Yeah, McDonald's is definitely healthier, yes. Less oilier, less greasy, less mushy. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, actually today or tomorrow actually marks the 1-year anniversary of the opening of Kuznetsy Tochka. And what was I forgot what it is. They've increased their market share over what McDonald's market share was in Russia. I guess they've took away the market share of other companies by doing that, right? But yeah, definitely, I would agree that it's better than what McDonald's was as a product, like for like. So, okay, everybody, we've come to the end of the live stream. We've reached 2 hours, which is my nice 2-hour time that I like. I'm just going to pop that off the screen. I'm just going to bump the camera up because I feel like my chair must have shrunk down. That's better. This is the microphone. So anyone that ever does super chats and all the different donations, the microphone that you see here, this fancy arm right here, is also the camera, the light, the new clip for my camera. I don't know what you call that. The bracket, kind of the tripod mount, is all from the super chats and different ways that people have donated to the channel. It literally is all gone back into the channel. So thanks, everybody. I see thumbs up from Joseph. Thank you. Thank you also to a couple of people who've got Russian names on their channel names. Hi, Russell. I'm late again. Hope you are well. Thank you, Sammy. Yes, I'm just finishing. You might have to scrub back through to watch it again or to catch up with what we're doing. Can you ask something? Go for it. You'll be the last question. Kurt66. Hopefully it's... what's the equivalent of Amazon? I'll answer this one because this is easy. This would be wild berries is the equivalent to Amazon in Russia. And there's also Ozon, O-Z-O-N, Ozon. And there's also Yandex Market. There's actually quite a few. The Yandex Market. But probably wild berries is probably the biggest one by a long way. I think it's also the richest female in Russia. She was a lady that started wild berries. And she's the richest female in Russia. Greetings, Fly Sky. Thank you. I mean, does it make people sad or anything, or is it normal? I think people have learned to live with sanctions. Sanctions have been going on in Russia since 2014, not since last year. There's been a lot of sanctions against Russia since Russia annexed Crimea, and different things happened during that time. So Russia has definitely learned to live with sanctions, as the word sanctions is thrown around so loosely around the world. I think a lot of people don't have it as a thing in their head, as a conversation. People here live their life. People, get on with life and living. People don't switch on the TV to see what the news is, to see what's happened somewhere necessarily. Okay, you can get news from other means, online, from your phone, all sorts of things. So I think that a lot of people, there is people obviously that are affected by it in some way, but then a majority or a mass majority of the country has learned to live with it over a lot of years and found ways to negate sanctions by whatever they've done or whatever is happening. I mean, I go to the shop to buy Lay's, and like we just talked about a little bit there, I mean, Lay's chips are not part of sanctions, right? But, why is there more Lay's flavors? Lay's is an American brand of chips that's very, very famous in America, and not so much around the world, but there's more flavors of Lay's in Moscow than there is in Texas. Go figure that out, right? I mean, tomorrow is Russia Day. Yes. I'm going to go somewhere tomorrow. And I believe there's a concert in Red Square. It'll probably be absolutely crazy there with people. And but I might go check it out just to see how it is. I can't remember what I did last year for Russia Day. I think I went to the center of Moscow. I can't remember what I did last year that day. Talk to you after surgery. Yes. Tuesday. Hopefully the wolf doesn't accidentally get neutered. Thanks for the vote of confidence to help you. Yeah, very welcome for being a channel. What do we call this again? This word where you're the person with the spanner next to your name. Moderators, channel moderator. Congrats on Flag Day in advance. Thank you. Yes. Well, it's a matter of embracing and you know the amount of things and events that they do on all these different days in Russia. There's like something almost every week that's being I don't want to say the word celebrated because someone said I shouldn't say that, but been commemorated. Mother Care is still in Moscow. It's called Mother Bear now, not Mother Care, Mother Bear. One of my recent videos, I think about 5 or 6 videos back, Russian shopping center, typical shopping center, have things changed? I don't know what I've called it. I walked past Mother Bear. Actually, in the Zag video where I went to the Russian Zara, I showed Mother Bear in that video. Alex, we were in Australia 2 months ago. Well, 3 months ago. Yeah, now March. Well, we were in Bali for 2.5 weeks after we came back from Australia. Richnogo Volkalza. That's a big mouthful to remember that park name. What's this? Richno Vauxhall. My birth year is 76. So I won't give away how old I am. But 76 is my birthday. November 3, by the way. We'll have to have a video stream for my birthday. I was thinking of having like a birthday in July kind of thing, but I don't really want to pretend it's my birthday. But yeah, November 3rd is my birthday. My wife's is in October. So yeah. Okay, everybody. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. I need to look at myself in the camera. I have a habit of looking at myself on the screen just off to the side here and not at the camera at my eye level. And I am almost always just looking down. I'm almost looking down. May 25th. Oh, same birth year. Yes, but I'm November 3rd. Thank you. Bye-bye. Wait for what? We're 7 minutes over 2 hours. Uniqlo is not. There is still some Uniqlos in Russia. The one at my shopping center is now another brand of store altogether. They've leased it to somebody else completely. Uniqlo is still in Russia technically, but they've only got a few locations. I don't believe there's a name for them though, but I'm not sure. 5th of June. Oh, we've got a few 76 birthdays. 5th of June, 25th of May, 3rd of November. All right. Thank you, everybody. If anyone wants to comment on this video after it's finished the live stream, you're very welcome. Yes, 215 likes. What's confusing in Russia? That I don't press the end broadcast button when I should. We love you. Thank you. What's confusing? Yes, nothing's confusing really. As long as you embrace things and you live the life of the country you're in and embrace the country you're in, it's much easier. You know, if you're here and you continually compare it to another place, or it's not like this, it's not like this, we don't do this, we don't do that, it's not like that, then you're not going to enjoy living here. And likewise in any country in the world, you know. The Kubinka Museum. Where is that video? Oh, everyone's now chatting something. I've been to the Tank Museum a long time ago. It was one of the first places I visited 9 years ago with a neighbor. And he didn't speak a word of English the whole day. I didn't speak a word of Russian. And there's a specific tank museum called Kubinka Tank Museum. And there is also Patriot Park, which is in that same region, which I've been to I didn't film when I went there. I just didn't feel it was right to do that when I went. This was back last year, actually, when we were there last. Do you think Russian women like foreigners if they speak the language and can interact with them? Yes. When is your next video coming? Not for 2 more days. Wow. So much chat. Thanks, Russell. Yeah, Umpar is Lush, Mother Bear is Mother Care, Whistling Ranch and McDonald's. Right. Yes, these are all correct. When is your next stream? Keep missing them. Yes, I think everybody misses them. It's normally Saturdays or Sundays, roughly this time. It will always be roughly this time, but any day of the week. But normally Saturdays and Sundays, 100% I do them. Thank you, Fortuna. Yes, David, I'm just out of here. I'll be on Telegram after this, and I'll answer some of the comments to the video that people put comments under the video after it's finished. I've been to Petersburg once. Annexation but succession. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching Traveling with Russell. Thanks for being a subscriber, a channel member. Thanks for all of the likes. I'm going to end it on 222 likes. And again, thanks for all of the different ways that people have donated to the channel. Those are all in the description if you do like to support the channel in any way. You're more than welcome to. Of course, it goes back into the channel. It helps me go out and film things. It pays for my lunch, pays for my bus, metro, whatever I need to do to get to somewhere. If I'm going to go visit Sam in Vladimir. Yes. Thanks, everybody. Bye.